prize pool. It's one way we can do this. I don't know. I'll try my best to try and figure something out for tomorrow. Try and see if we can get some StarCraft. Guys, I don't know why the bot is not banning links. I don't know why the bot is not banning links. So if you guys can, if there's a mod in here, can we try and clean up some of these link spams? I might have to put followers mode on for like a couple of seconds. Actually, you know what? Let me just put followers only mode on for 10 minutes. So you have to follow. Just because the bot doesn't seem to be banning links, guys. I just don't want anything spammy to come in. So I appreciate. I don't actually really like followers mode. I don't like the idea of having people to follow the channel before they can talk. I actually think it's kind of dumb. But I want to make sure that there's not kind of malicious links in the chat. If there's not a mod around, so I do apologize for anyone who isn't a follower. I don't want to force you to follow the channel. We'll take it off if there is a mod here. We'll take it off if there's a mod here to ban, and then I can fix the Wardy bot after the stream or in a break or something, perhaps. Anyways, guys, for now, let's do this. To the bottom left-hand side, our blue Zerg player. It is going to be Solar from Splice in game number 1 of this ZvT. He already lost one ZvT series today. 1-1 scoreline right now. This is kind of do or die for Solar. Win this and you're in a good chance of moving through. Lose this and you're not in as great a chance to get something done. Bottom right hand side, the red Terran player. It is going to be KeeN. Let's go out and get wasted tomorrow. Alright, should we do an IRL stream with drinks? Social drinking. Yeah? Social drinking stream tomorrow, confirmed. We could have a social drinking tournament. We could run a fundraiser stream tomorrow and run a tournament with it as well, because I kind of made no money at all. I've made very little money this month because I've been having so many tech issues, etc. And so if I haven't been making very much, it obviously means I can't survive. So actually a fundraiser stream might be a really good way to go about things. To do some, to have some fun stuff and to make some money so I can actually pay my rent and so on. Might be a good way to go about things. Maybe we'll do that. Might be fun. Anyways, we're starting up a couple of Hellions on the way out from the main base here right away, and you see this Overlord starting to scout in towards the main as well. So having a little bit of a look to see what's going on, having a little bit of a look to see what's happening. As we do see the 2 Hellions just on the way up. So a couple of Hellions on the way out. The link speed is going to be coming in just a few moments. As that link speed pops, we'll just be seeing the 3rd hatchery coming up here as well from Solar. So again, setting up into this, looking to see how things are going to go. We see a Reaper and a couple of Hellions from KeeN, also just joining up down on this low ground, and looking to see how this, how this is going to continue, I guess, as we do see those first few units starting to move over to the left-hand side of the map. Zerglin here from Solar as well, continuing to check around and look to see what else is going on, what else is happening. I'm going to be seeing a couple more Hellions continue to pop on out every now and then. So a couple more Hellions continue to come on out, and well, of course we saw Gumiho playing some mech on this map earlier. Let's see if KeeN is going for the same. I mean, for now it just looks like Hellion Banshee, but that doesn't necessarily mean mech. While it does transition nicely into mech, it can also be extra barracks coming down as a follow-up and just a bio-based play from this point on. What we're really looking at is the 3rd and 4th gas, and to see whether that's going to be taken before barracks, and that is going to be our real indicator of mech play in the very near future here from KeeN. 2 Hellions in the Reaper then still joined up together on the left-hand side, and actually going to start pulling back over to the right. And I was going to be seeing the Lares coming up to being about halfway done now. A couple of Overlords continuing to come on in. And a couple of Spores on the way up too. Armory dropping down now on the natural expansion. So an Armory dropping on down here. And there's going to be seeing still these Hellions joining up together from KeeN. And we just see SCVs, a 3rd CC dropping down as well. And yeah, just continue to set up into this. Continue to see what's going to happen next and what will... where we'll go from this point on. Gonna be mech, isn't it? Gonna be another mech game. Alright, well, obviously Solar last time we saw him play against mech, we didn't really get to see kind of we didn't really get to see what am I trying to say? I'm not trying to say anything at all right now. last game we didn't really get to see Solar play against Mech, right? We didn't really get to see him play against Mech because he just died so early on. He just died so early on to like 20 drones going down to Hellions, and that put him so far behind that it's pretty much impossible to see him really playing against Mech, I guess. Right now we have a Hellbat attack coming in, and Slow's trying to go into a pretty fast Spire, which might actually make life very difficult for him, but for now he's doing a pretty okay-ish job. Queen's coming forwards, and those Banshees are starting to be pushed away through the top side, so I was going to see these Banshees pushed away through the top, and yeah, more Hellions just sat in towards the center here to see what is potentially going to be happening next. Still looking for opportunities, and in fact they're going in a very similar direction as to how the Hellions of Gumiho went before they killed off a whole bunch of units, a whole bunch of drones before. These rocks very nearly down, but they're still just up, which means the Hellions can still get in here. And we're just going to be seeing these Zerglings continue to move around as well. Here we go, actually the Hellions moving forwards, and well, Queens keep on pushing in as well. The Lings don't know where to go. Looks as though for now he will defend. 9 meters on the way up. 7 drones go down actually to the Banshees. Where are they? I don't even know where the Banshees got to. They did manage to pick off 7 drones though, so pretty decent work. And as the Banshee's going to go all the way over to the right hand side. A couple of Evo chambers starting as well from Solar. And a few turrets coming up as well. So again, a few more turrets coming on up here for building, and just going to be seeing Solar is going to be quite easily, quite happily able to go into, you know, the follow-up he wants to. He actually sees that Riddle Mines, so he's able to pull away properly in time. He's actually going to try and catch a Banshee, does get the kill, but has to pull away from the turret, so still applying pressure at the front. And these Mutas looking to see what else is going on, looking to see what else is happening over the next few minutes. Some Mutas still gathering to the far right-hand side, and you've seen these a few Hellions and Reaper, I guess, going in towards the natural, or the third base, sorry. They get taken down pretty swiftly as the Hydroden just over halfway done. The Rotoron 2 just over halfway done. And you're going to be seeing +1/+1 Pneumatized Carapace all coming into play right now from Solar. Queens continue to push forwards, and more creep coming out, and just continue to push through the center of the map. Mia's still moving around from Solar as well, still looking to see what else is happening. There's 2 Vikings on the way up, the 4 out as well. Seeing where you can go, seeing what you can do next. And the Infestation Pit on the way down. I mean, Solar just starting to play towards this mech, play into this counter mech style. So he's just starting to set up into this now. A few meters moving off to the side as well. So a few meters moving off to the side, and again just being turned away. It's kind of weird. I feel as though we see so much meter-based play against mech, and so often it actually just doesn't come to anything at all. I mean, this. The thing is, I guess it doesn't look like it does very much, but actually over time they do quite a bit more than you expect. A lot of the time, anyways. Well, quite a bit more than you realize. At least now, I mean, a few SCVs here and there. It does help out. He's cleaned out a couple of Banshees as well. And some other bits and pieces as these Zerglings still gathering up just down on the low ground. Mia's fly in towards the Widowmine in the main base, and well, I mean, they take it down, and obviously he intended for that to happen, so got some changes as well. Just going to keep on picking up information. Vikings coming in position. And Solar of the Hive now on the way is starting to head in towards those Vipers, which we did see him eventually get in towards at the end of game number 2 of against Gumiho. It was just still the fact he was so far behind. He didn't have the bank to remax with, and he'd only just maxed out when Gumiho was sieging up and containing him, so it was a bit of a tough position to play from. Again, this time Solar's kept a good economy throughout the game. He's never been really set behind at any point. And these Mutas just continue to come in and just clean up Hellions here and there, and again, just little bits of damage, picking off some units wherever possible, while building on up back at home. KeeN going to go into the Hyperflight Rotor upgrade. Going to try and get that Banshee speed into the game, and get some Banshees to move around the map as well, try and get some further damage done. Some Hellions going to come through the south side, going to find a lot of creep tumors here. That was a line of creep tumors getting blown down. And this army from KeeN now pulling back over to the right hand side once again. Hive will finish up very, very soon. We're going to be seeing these Zerglings up top from Solar. And Overlord 2 just sat here and looking to see what is going to happen. Scan onto the Natural Expansion 2. KeeN just going to check this out over here. And still these Hellions from KeeN just moving back up towards the top side. Look to see where else he can go. Look to see what else might happen in the very near future. And I was going to see still Roach's Hydra's meters overhead from Solar. And getting ready to push on forwards and look to see what might happen next. So a lot of these Hellions coming around, and they are going to try and hit this mineral line. That's going to be a few drones already starting to go down here very quickly. I'm just going to chase them down, but actually only 2 killed so far. They're stacking up a bit more now, but the units come in to clean them up, and Well, only 7 workers killed by the Hellions. At this sort of stage of the game, 7 workers is very manageable. You can rebuild 7 workers very quickly. You don't really notice it. Whereas, again, we're talking about those Hellions from Gumiho earlier. In the previous series, 20 workers at like 6 or 7 minutes. Well, that's about a third of your economy suddenly disappearing before you've really had much economy as well. So it's pretty tough as we do see the first Vipers coming on out. And, well, KeeN just still sat back at home. He's still building on up. His +2 mech weapons is on the way. But still, everything just concentrated on this third base at this point, and I guess he'll start unsieging a bit. It looks as though he wants to start moving towards the 4th base. Blinks an Overlord here. Will pull away as he sees the base coming into position, so he's going to start just keeping those units alive. And, well, here we go. Roaches and Hydras position themselves, got themselves very spread out. Might catch this army in siege if he wants to. As KeeN actually just going to reposition the tanks to sit now between the 3rd base and the 4th base so that they can cover the front. Again, Banshee's still just looking around to see what's going to happen next, and still going to be seeing this Overlord. On the right-hand side, you've been picked away by this Viking. So, Overlord does get taken down here. See the Cyclone as well coming in. The 4-2 just going to sit up here to the upper right-hand side and look to see what is going to happen next. Still some Banshees sat overhead. We see these Zerglings running on in as well. Going to start surrounding this 4. And the 4 is going to be going down in the next couple of moments. So 4 does fall here. And we'll see these couple of Cyclones going to continue taking a lot of damage as well. So Cyclones taking a little bit more damage as here we go. Actually moving forwards. Viper's starting to abduct tanks forwards here. Another siege tank as well getting abducted forwards. But Solar, I mean, he actually makes a pretty good job of this, I would say, overall. He actually trades pretty nicely, and he can remax quite easily. He's got the money to do that compared to KeeN, who's pretty broke, and you can see instantly Solo going up to 175 supply of 28 Hydras in production. Against what KeeN has, 138, and absolutely no minerals at all to spend. So he needs to get this base up. He needs to drop some mules down. He needs to get those minerals incoming, otherwise he's going to have trouble dealing with this next attack, which is going to have even more Vipers on the side of Solar. And those Vipers are one of the key features as to why Solar was able to engage in during that last fight. So if he can get that going even better this time around, well, it's probably just going to go even better for him as we see a couple Cyclones pushing forwards. One Creep Tumor goes down. STVs continuing to repair these Cyclones. And the Roaches and Hydras still just looking to see what else is going on. You'll see the SCVs just repairing up again. Another couple of Cyclones being repaired right now. And just units gathering towards the right-hand side of the map. Solo getting set and ready to go. And the Greater Spire coming up here from Solar in the back of the natural expansion as well. Alright, still just moving around, looking to see what's up, looking to see what is happening. Drones pulling over from Solar in towards this 5th base. Going to start mining away here, keeping his economy nice and stable. We see the Banshees being found top side. Unfortunately, Solar's just not quite there in time to catch any of those. As the Banshees, again, they just continue to move away through the top here. As you see Hydras, Vipers, gathering up together, and again looking to see what they can do next, what the next stage of this is for himself. Looking to see where he can move around to make the most of this now. As well, Scan comes down. I mean, KeeN is cleaning up some of the creep spread, trying to push onto the map. But Solar's getting back in position, and again, he's got a bank ready to go. He's got 20 more workers to work with, and that is why he always seems to have this bank ready. And does Solo want to fight in here? Well, maybe just a little bit. I don't think he really wants to take a straight-up fight. I think he may want to skirmish and abduct a little bit, and just lose maybe a couple of his own units, which would clear up space for him to make some Corruptors, and then go into Brood Lords, because he now does have the Greater Spire finished. So that's going to be wonderful. See a few more drones just going down, and 4 more drones actually going down right here. Still just KeeN moving around, looking to see if we can get some more damage done. And again, at this stage, I mean, killing off some workers, it's nice. I mean, it does slow Solar down, but it's very easily replaced at the same time as well. But I mean, another thing is it does distract the Zerg player. You know, if he doesn't respond to this at all, they'll do a lot more damage. And that will be a bit of a bigger issue now as we see the Banshees moving away through the top side of the map. And you can see this +1 ship weapons on the way, the +3 mech weapons as well continue to come down too, so continue to upgrade, and especially the ship weapons is a nice thing to invest into now, especially if Broodlords are going to start being a thing. Some anti-air could really work out. And it's just going to be seeing the Banshees still moving around. I mean, Hyperflight Rotor Banshees are so annoying because they can just dart in and out all over the place and really be a frustration throughout the entirety of the game. As we see the Banshees just going to back away through the top side still. 3 more turrets on the way up, and we are going to be seeing the Viking being made as well. A couple more tanks, +1 ship weapons, and the +3 mech weapons too. We'll continue to build on up right now as KeeN sat to the south side with this barracks. Another scan comes down on top of the army of Solar right now, and again, just KeeN keeping track of where Solar is, what he's up to, and what's happening at this sort of point in the game. As we have got the ship weapon upgrade continue to come on in right now, and well, here we go. Just going to be seeing Solar still moving around. Hasn't taken a fight for quite some time, but look at the bank he's built up because of it. 5k, 4k, ready to go. He is so prepared to take an engagement right now and to just rebuild afterwards. And there's a few Vikings already going down. Banshees 2 getting pulled on in. And the thing is, Solar just rebuilds 11 Corruptors with what he loses. And those 11 Corruptors, they very quickly become 11 Broodlords. And the 11 Broodlords very quickly just start tearing down the front of the Terran army, which is really still very tank heavy. And tank heavy at this stage of the game means that Broodlords are going to cause a lot of friendly fire. Not over though. I mean, KeeN definitely has enough Vikings. He has some Vikings up, I guess. That's the thing. He has some Vikings up. Is it enough? It depends how many Broodlords we see, actually. It's going to be 13 Corruptors. If he moves in just 3 or 4 Broods and has enough Corruptors left over to defend those Vikings, it'll be very interesting, I guess. It'll be very interesting. Again, a few drones went down to those Hellions. They're immediately replaced. Nidus network coming down too, as Solar will just look for more opportunities to break his way through the mech player right now. I mean, this is 5 bases now from KeeN. This is why you see mech so much on Newkirk Precinct, because you can see how he's set up, just so easily protects the 5 bases of himself. Doesn't have to worry too much about it, as we do see, unfortunately, a Viper being picked off by the group of Vikings there. Again, Solar just very quick to replace it, though. It's on the production tab before we can even finish talking about the fact it got killed. KeeN, about 500, 2,000 in the bank still. And again, the bank is so important at this stage of the game because you need to know how much you've got to rebuild with instantly as soon as your army gets traded away, right? So obviously from Solar's point of view, he's going to be able to trade in and rebuild a lot almost instantly. Whereas from KeeN's point of view, I mean, he can only really build a few units here and there whenever he uses a bit, so he has to be very cautious. We're going to see this Nidus network will finish up, and you will see a lot of Hydras starting to come out. No Overseer in position though, so these Banshees will start doing quite a bit of damage. Some tanks coming to siege in location as well, and these Roaches and Hydras might just have to go back in towards that Nidus in the very near future. Again, the lack of an Overseer here more than anything hurting him, because otherwise he could have picked off those Banshees, which are dealing so much of the damage right now to this army. So that is a little bit of a shame here, as these Banshees will continue to pick away. And then we'll clean up just a couple more Hydras. These Roaches as well from Solar are going to get picked off too. So these Roaches continue to go on down, and we still see creep continue to push over to this right hand side of the map here. Vipers and Hydras combined with a few of these Overseers, and well, there's the Broodlords pushing on forwards from Solar. So Broodlords starting to push on forwards, looking to see what they can do. We see 24 more Corruptors building. Getting this set up and ready to go in the next few moments, as we see a few more Corruptors continue to come on in. Plus 2 Flyer Carapace coming down on the Spire as well, still seeing what will happen next. As we do see plus 3 mech weapon, vehicle plate and plus 3 ship weapons. Some SCVs going to move out and move in towards a different base, I guess, because it's going to keep on saturating. I mean, this is the thing, Solar's been slowly trading this army away so he can build up into this for so long now. And I guess here's the thing, there isn't that much on the ground anymore for Solar, so how useful are those tanks really going to be? Well, probably not very. As you see, Corruptors are moving forwards, getting ready to fight against the Vikings. There's the first parasitic bomb. Those Vikings taking a lot of damage, taking a long time to split away, and still not splitting away the Vikings. Parasiting, bombing each other down. Oh no, KeeN loses a lot of his anti-air, and Solar's push forwards is doing so much right now. Still a lot of tanks sieged up, finally unsieging, so the friendly fire will stop. But Solar just rebuilding instantly on 16 more Hydras, as now he knows he's got those siege tanks being pushed backwards. He has more than enough Corruptors. I mean, he's got 20 plus Corruptors against 2 or 3 Vikings of KeeN with 4 more in production at a time. It's just not enough. And Solar also has the utility of a Viper here or 2 still, does he? Maybe he did lose his Vipers. But again, 30 Corruptors against what is currently 10 Vikings. More than enough in the skies. You see the squad of Banshees to the top left-hand side coming forward here. The Hydra's going to try and stop them, but it's not going to be enough right away. We're going to see the Corruptors still over here, just going to be more than enough. Broodlord still firing down on this army as well. And you can just see that the tanks have to keep on pulling backwards. Banshee's still doing damage, and well, now we see a few more Hydras. In fact, a lot more Hydras coming forward, and that might just be the end of these Banshees. In fact, with that, the end of the game. GG's. And Solar picks up game number 1 of this best. With that said, let's jump in game and get ready to go. To the top left-hand side, our blue Zerg player kicking us off here in this second game is going to be Solar from Splice. Bottom right side of the map, the red Terran player is going to be KeeN. Down here to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Thank you very much. Martinator, there's the 8-month free sub coming on through. I knew it was coming. 8 months, dude. Thank you so much. He says, keep up the amazing games. Thank you, dude, for the 8 months. Do appreciate. Thank you very much indeed. Again, guys, what's up in the chat? Do let me know how you're all doing. Shook Nasty 69 says, just wanted to take the time to say you're a boss and we appreciate what you do for the scene, bro. Thank you very much for the kind words. Do appreciate. Coach Vic is in the chat. Will your team league ever be completed? Yes, it will. We'll be working on that once IEM Katowice has finished on up and players are back home once again. I do apologize for the delay on the team league. It's something that I'm not very happy about, but it's just been a very tough month for me. Overall, it's been pretty crazy with all the stuff I've done and bits and pieces I've had to do and tech issues on top of it all. It's not been pretty. Thank you for the 8-month free sub, Martinator. Again, some STI hearts in the chat, please. For all of our resubs so far today, and a couple of fresh subs too. Thank you very much, guys. As we set up into the second game right now, Leifeng's KeeN to the bottom right-hand side. Looking to see what is next, I suppose. Looking to see if he wants to go mech once again. That's my question. Does he play mech once again? Because it didn't really work out for him in the first game. And did he really make any mistakes? Well, maybe he was just a bit too passive, you know. He did just sit back and not really do anything. With his main army, or, you know, even harassment-wise, I mean, he did a bit with harassment. But he, you know, he invested into a lot of Banshees, and I don't really feel they did very much. You know, maybe a few workers here and there, but it didn't slow Solar down. You know, maybe that would have been better invested into later in the game, and instead earlier on, saying, right, let's go, let's put in a whole bunch of extra units, and just make a stronger push happen when maybe I hit +2 mech weapons, or hit 180 supply. You know, just start pressuring the Zerg player, because what he allowed Solar to do was just build up a massive economy. He never forced Solar to trade in the earlier stages of the game, and as he didn't force Solar to trade in the early stages of the game, he just ended up in this position where Solar had this massive bank to just do whatever he wanted with. He built into Broodlords freely, kept trading units away, and just kept building up as well. Thank you very much, Montian, for another cheer 200 in the chat. Thank you very much indeed. Some more SGI hearts, please, for Montian. For the, well, it's now a cheer 400 throughout the day. Thank you very much. Do appreciate the support, dude. Thank you greatly, as we do see the 2 lings over here. Delayed in the CC slightly, but not by too much. Rupert quick to come back home. But look at this from Solar. We haven't talked too much about what's going on for him back at home, but it is a Roach Roaring early. And he's looking to pressure right from the get-go. Ravager 2 moving across the map with these roaches as well. And this is going to be a lot of potential damage from our Zerg player if our Terran does not respond in the correct way. So let's see if he's going to be able to. As right now, there's just some Hellions at the front. Ravager comes forward. I mean, the Ravager takes quite a lot of damage from Hellions, actually, so it's surprising he sends the Ravager forward so quickly. As he does have the guns to morph into more Ravagers if he wants to, which he'll probably do once he's broken up the ramp a little bit. Little Crowsapal's going to go down, and he's going to just sit here for now. Reaper Grenade does push a Ravager back. And we're just going to be seeing the supply depot getting taken down right here. Another Ravager morphing in. Still, these Hellions looking to see what they can do. A few SCVs is going to be pulled forwards as well to try and help out. That one Ravager is going to finish morphing on such low health. That's so nice here from Solar, because it means he gets so much out of this now. Full regen on the Roach, basically. It means there's so much wasted damage out of KeeN, as we're still going to be seeing here. These few units from KeeN, just these few Hellions poking away and trying to defend from up the ramp. Another Banshee or 2 continue coming in. Cloak is just over halfway done as well. And KeeN actually just hitting the supply block here. I mean, Solar actually saved one of his Roaches from going into Ravager, used the gas instead on building up a lair. So, setting this up and getting this ready to rumble. This lair going to finish up very shortly as a few Ravagers continue going towards the upper left. We see the Banshee coming forwards. Picks off that Roach right now as well. A couple of Spore Crows continuing to come on down. So 2 Spores continuing to build here, and yeah, let's see what KeeN can do on this counterattack for the Banshee. Down 20 workers already though. Not a pretty situation to be playing forwards from. You're going to see this Queen coming forwards, and well, again, the Banshee starts to trade with it, and there's no detection in position. But as the Spire dropping down, is KeeN actually just going to ask for a pause quickly. So give KeeN a few moments to fix up whatever he needs. Get ready to go once again. And we'll be right back into game number 2, this best of 3. So getting this set to go once more. Just wait for KeeN to resume, get ready to go. Thank you very much, Zelane89 in the chat for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you so much. So many subs coming through today, guys. Thank you so much indeed. We're on our way back to 200 once again. Our battle with 200 subs is a long one. It's a long, continuous battle. I think we'll tackle it properly in March. In March, I feel like March is going to be the month where we just hit 200 and we stay above 200. But not at the start of March, because I'm going to Katowice on the 1st, so I'm going to be away the 1st until the 6th. But we'll be back on the 7th, and we'll be streaming every single day from then on. Once I'm back from Katowice, basically. So, taking myself a few days off, go travel a bit. I haven't actually been anywhere this year, apart from Epicland. But I haven't actually been out of the country yet this year, which is, well, based off of last year, obviously. I mean, it's not very weird to not have left the country for 2 months. But we do like to go to events, and, well, we're going to be going to Katowice. It's always useful, actually, going to events and networking with people, again, you know, making good friends with all the other casters and stuff like that. It's definitely paid off for me in the past, you know. Get all them juicy hosts off everyone now, you know. All the rest of it as well. We set on up into game number 2 then, as we do see the Spire about halfway done, the Banshee not doing too much. As we are back into this now, well and proper. A couple of drones are starting to take some damage and starting to go down, having to be pulled away. And the Queen's just coming forwards, helping to push that Banshee back as well. So, Banshee getting kept away. We're going to see the Spire is about to finish up. And you're going to see the hatchery will be finishing as well very soon on the 3rd base. As we do see some Hellions moving in that direction though. Armory is not in the game, so it's just Hellions, and there's Roaches and Ravagers here to defend it. And we do see Stimpack starting from KeeN, so he is going to play a bio-based playstyle here now in game number 2. So we're going to switch this into bio. As we see a couple of these Marines pushing this Overseer away from the main base. So Overseer gets pushed away from the main base. Still some Hellions joining up together, the Reaper as well. And they're going to push on forwards right now. We see this Ravager taking a little bit of damage. The Hellion or 2 taking some shots as well. Roach does get pushed back. I'm going to be seeing these Hellions and this Reaper from KeeN just going to continue to move around. Some meters coming through the center of the map as well. And they're going to be looking to try and apply some pressure and see if they can pick off an SCV perhaps. And I see some Hellions on the left hand side can pick up one drone right away, a second drone going down too, and still these Queens looking to see what else they can get up to. As meters do fly on forwards, and I mean they're picking off some Marines over here already. The turret is not ready, so KeeN just not prepared for this. He was not ready for this group of meters to come in, and now this turret's going to go down. So Natural completely unprotected. There's just no anti-air. 2-3 more Marines about to finish. Well, these meters can fight against that number of Marines. They really can. Now, there is a missile turret in the mineral line of the main base. But look at this. More Marines going down. 11 workers killed. And sort of out of nowhere, we do just see KeeN falling apart to the Mutalist. He's down over under half the supply of his opponent. I can't believe how low down in the supply he is, actually. The Viking pops out too. That's also going to go down as a couple more Marines come out to try and help. But they just keep going down so quickly they can't get any realistic damage onto the Mutas. Hellions trying to run by into the main base, but overall it's just going to be a GG. Solar picks up game number 2, and it is Solar now putting himself in a 2-1 match score.